Why do the nations conspire and the kings plot in vain? The kings of the earth take their stand, and the rulers gather together against the Lord and against his anointed one. Let us break their chains, they say, and throw off fetters. The one enthroned in heaven laughs, the Lord scoffs at them, and then he rebukes them in his anger and terrifies them in his wrath, saying, I have installed my king on Zion, my holy hill. The Lord spoke to the prophet Samuel. Just a minute. Just a minute. I'm coming. That's just oh, it's you, God. Yeah, what's that? You've rejected Saul as king over Israel. That's about time. You're sending me where? Jesse of Bethlehem, you've chosen one of his sons to be king, but Bethlehem's so far, and I'm an all right, I'll go. When Samuel arrived in Bethlehem, he saw the firstborn son of Jesse and thought, surely the Lord's anointed stands here before the Lord. Do not consider his outward appearance or his height, for you have rejected him. Man looks at outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Well, Jesse presented 7 of his sons before Samuel, saying, here you go. But Samuel said, No. The Lord has not chosen these. Are these all the sons that you have? Jesse said, well, yeah, I mean, come on. My sons. Samuel said, Jesse said, you're still the youngest, but he's out tending the sheep. Samuel said, send for him. We will not sit down until he arrives. So they sent and had him brought in. He was ruddy, with a fine appearance and handsome features. Samuel said, anoint him. He is the one. So Samuel took his horn of oil and anointed him in the presence of his brothers. And from that day on, the Spirit of the Lord came upon David in power. Now the Spirit of the Lord had departed from King Saul, and an evil spirit tormented him. His attendants said to him, see, an evil spirit from God is tormenting you. Let our master here come in and search for someone who can sing. He will sing when the evil spirit from God is upon you, like now, and you will feel better. I have seen the son of Jesse of Bethlehem who has the gift of song. He is a brave man and a warrior. He speaks well and is a fine-looking man, and the Lord is with him. Always helpful to have a keyboard just kind of hidden right up here. So David came to Saul and entered his service, and Saul liked him very much, and he became one of his armor bearers. And whenever the evil spirit from God would come upon Saul, David would sing, hey, 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 hey. Relief would come to Saul. He would feel better, and the evil spirit would leave him. Now, the Philistines gathered their forces for war against Israel, and Saul and the Israelites assembled and drew up their battle lines to meet the Philistines. The Philistines occupied one hill, the Israelites another. A stream lay in the valley between them. Now, a champion came out of the Philistine camp who was over 9 feet tall.
Nay, I defy the ranks of Israel. Give me a man and we will fight each other. If he is able to fight and kill me, we will become your subjects. But if I overcome him and kill him, you will become our subjects and serve us.
When Saul and the Israelites heard this, they were terrified. For 40 days, the Philistine came out morning and evening and took his stand. But Jesse said to his youngest son, David, who went back and forth from Saul's service to tend to his father's sheep, take this roasted grain and these 10 loaves of bread to your three oldest brothers who have followed south of war. See how they are and bring back some assurance from them. So, early in the morning, David left the flock with the shepherd, loaded up, and set out as Jesse had directed. And he reached the camp as the army was going out into its battle positions, shouting the war cry. Well, David left his things with the keeper of the supplies and ran to greet his brothers. Now, as he was speaking with them, Goliath, the Philistine champion, stepped out from his battle lines and shouted his usual defiance, and David heard it. Now, some of the Israelites have been saying,
"Do you see how this man comes out? He comes to defy Israel. The king will give great wealth to the man who kills him.
He'll also give his daughter in marriage and exempt his father's family from taxes." Well, David heard this and he said, "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God?" But what he said was overheard and reported to King Saul. And Saul sent for David. But David said to Saul, "Let no one lose a heart on account of the Philistine. Your servant will go and fight him." The king said to David,
You're not able to go out and fight against the Philistine. You're only a boy, and he has been a fighting man since his youth."
But David said to the king, "Your servant has been tending his father's sheep, and when a lion or a bear came and carried off one of the sheep from the flock, I followed it, struck it, and rescued the sheep from its mouth. And when it turned on me, I seized it by its hair, struck it, and killed it. Your servant has killed both lion and bear. This uncircumcised Philistine will be like one of these, because he has defied the armies of the living God. The same God that delivered me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will deliver me from this Philistine." The king said to David,
"Ew. Very well, and the Lord be with you. But put my armor on him at least, and give him my sword and my spear, my breastplate and helmet. Now turn around and let me look at you."
But David said to the king, "I don't think I can go in these. They don't quite fit." So he took them off, and he went and he knelt down beside the stream, in between the two armies. And he chose 5 smooth stones for his sling, and he put them in the pouch of his shepherd bag. Now Goliath came closer to attack David, and when he saw that he was only a boy, ruddy and handsome, he despised him and said,
Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?
and he cursed David by his gods.
Come over here, boy, and I'll give your flesh to the birds of the air and the beasts of the field.
But David said to Goliath, "You come against me with sword, and with javelin, and with spear. But I come against you in the name of the Lord God Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. And this day he will hand you over to me, and I will strike you down and cut off your head. Today I will give the carcasses of the Philistine army to the birds of the air and the beasts of the field, and the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel, for it is not by the sword or the spear that the Lord saves. For the battle is the Lord's, and he will give all of you into our hands." And with that, the Philistine came closer to attack David. So David ran quickly to the battle lines, reaching into his separate pouch, took out his stone, and slung it. It struck the Philistine. It sank deep into his forehead, and the Philistine came crashing down to the ground. David ran, stood over the Philistine, took hold of his enormous sword, and cut off his head.
Well, when the Philistines saw that their hero was dead, they turned and they ran. And all of Israel and Judah pursued them with a shout. But David took Goliath's head and brought it back to Jerusalem. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Listen, can we give a big round of applause for all Jason's awesome work this weekend? Can you let me know? Great job, man. Thank you so much. Great job, Jason. That was awesome.